Hello everybody. I've got a conundrum for us. What do we do with this guy right here? Got really good melee skill, really good melee defense, really bad stam. How do we build him? Alright, so we can't do anything with AoE because he's got too bad stam. You don't want to make him a tank because that underutilizes his melee attack. Don't want to make him like a polearm in the back because that underutilizes his melee defense. So, what's the answer? Well, people long before me, shout out to all of them because I was slow to adopt this, I've come up with the idea of a stam neutral build, or a fatigue zero build, or some combination of the two parts. The idea is that because your brother regains 15 stam at the start of his turn, if he only uses 15 stam throughout his turn, he'll only need 15 stam, hypothetically, right? Like in a pool. So you give him like 24, so then he has a safeguard against injuries, but the idea is that he only ever needs 15. So how do we get that? With Pathfinder and Weapon Spec. Weapon Spec reduces the cost of attacking, and Pathfinder allows us to move for less fatigue. If you put Quick Hands and a reach weapon on, you can swing 2 tiles away and still move, giving you an effective reach of 3 tiles anywhere on the battlefield. This means you never really have to worry about recover, because you can always move on and swing, and you never have to waste your whole turn recovering. Yes, you are not flashy, you do not get Berserk or AoE or any of that other stuff, but this is a solid damage dealer. Because you only need like 24 stam, you can actually wear pretty heavy armor. If we level this guy up a little bit and put that stuff on, he'll get some more stam. So he can wear Battle Forged armor. Well, Battle Forged armor and high melee defense, that's a tank, right? This guy's actually like a half tank, as some Weirdson says. It's not a full tank because you're not endoming, you're not using a shield, but if you take something like Steel Brow and the heavy armor and additional for padding or whatever, you'll be pretty good at tanking even without all that full stuff. So let's actually build this guy right here. So we start with Colossus, as we always do. Pathfinder, as I've said, is useful for the build. Quick Hands and Steel Brow. Because he's a tank, underdog, of course the whole point is Battle Forged. We're going to go Weapon Spec as well. In this case, Axe. You can do this with maces and do this with hammers because they have the reach weapon variants. But the Axe is best for Fearsome because it procs twice with the split man. So we'll take Fearsome. Alright, so we're leveling melee skill, melee defense every time. I think we only need like 90 something HP. Some people might want more. But with a little bit of HP and a little bit of stam, that means we only need to level Resolve. Okay. What if we go Fortified Mind to help our Fearsome out? Because Fearsome is based on your Resolve. Cool. Extra Resolve. Now we have one final point. So we can't do Indom, we can't do Berserk, we can't do Rotate, because we're not going to get any value, because we don't have the stam, so we physically can't do them. Something like Dodge is going to get us jack shit. Brawny kind of defeats the purpose of the build. I don't know, Lone Wolf, like what's that gonna do? Arguably could do like Headhunter, I guess, like that's something. Could do Executioner, but those are kind of situational. You could just pick Gifted. Gifted gives you more stats. Could pick Killing Frenzy if he's gonna be killing a lot, which he might do. He is half tank, but he's also half damage dealer, right? Because the two halves equal a whole. So could do that. Some Weirdson in his build suggests Gifted. I'll go with that. He's pretty mathy. And he really pioneered this build. So this is not really my thing, this is more like his. So we'll pick Gifted at the end. But let's level this guy up. Of course, these go every time. We want like 105 stam, I believe it is, or 107 stamp for that breakpoint to be safe from injuries. So let's do that. I'll pick my 1 HP roll, get us to 90. I'll pick that max resolve roll. And let's get to that 105 sweet point. I guess I'll probably pick one more stam roll. 107. That's fine. You know, you never really know where how the rolls are going to end up working. And here we are. 90, 39, only 107 stam. I guess realistically at this point, you could do like a nimble berserk build or something, but this build's also pretty good. So let's pick Gifted. Get him 9342, that's pretty ecstatic. Get him more HP, like 96 HP is pretty good. Get him more resolve to 72 resolve. With a Nacho Necklace, we already get there. I'll pick the HP. And here we go, 26. You want the Barbarian Chosen Axe, really, because it has the higher ignore. Even with the less damage, I think it works out better. But in either case, this is basically what your build looks like. And this guy can move one, swing every single time, and do a lot of damage. He's super tanky with the armor and steel brow, and with additional fur padding, he'll be even better. And he's not using recover at all. The very concept of this build actually kills recover. If you want a guy with like 70 stam, he can berserk and killing frenzy all he wants, and then when he runs out of stam, he can just fall back on Pathfinder and Spec and swing once every turn. You never need to use recover anymore. A lot of us aren't doing that anyway, but like for new players out there, this is kind of what you want to do. A lot of old build guides will show like recover and all this stuff, but really the way to go is to go with Pathfinder and Spec. In my new campaign, Special Snowflakes, that I'm currently doing, I think like 3 people have recover. That's like a fencer does, a 4 AP attack weapon does, because you can kill recover and maximize your AP that way. That's useful. But on a 6 AP attack weapon, you don't kill, even with like berserk, you don't actually get enough to recover again. So you have to spend your whole turn recovering and do no damage. But with this, you can always do some damage. So you either do about like all the berserk AoE stuff and then recover, or it's do all that stuff and then do this and swing once every turn. Doesn't that just seem better? In most cases it is. Yeah, if you're like an AoE hammerman or swordsman, or if you like reap sword lances or something, like I'm sure there's builds out there that do like this kind of recover stuff, and that's not totally gone, but for like a regular two-hander, yeah, I think the time of recover is kind of past. And this concept is pretty simple. You just get enough stam to swing once and move on, and you're done. I think this is really awesome the way people have come up with this. And like I said, it was not me. I first learned about it through like Filthy Robot stream highlights, but I know people before him have been doing it. Somebody said they've been doing it for like 2 years. I forget their name, but shout out to them. Some Weird Sins has been doing it for a while as well. So those people really pioneered this, and I was hesitant at first. I was like, no, I use recover all the time, but you know, I really don't. So I challenge you, if you don't do builds like this, try them out. Do this. See how many times you actually regret not having recover on a build like this. I'm gonna bet that it's like very, very low. And if it's not, then you can come and yell at me and dislike the video. Do all that you want. In any case, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.